Valid8 is a data platform that's designed for professionals to help them assemble, streamline the collection of evidence. So our whole vision is to simply drive out sample risk from the accounting profession. The problem that accountants have today is that every accountant has to base their opinion on evidence. Evidence comes in lots of different forms, lots of different documents. On top of that, every accountant, every CPA has lots of clients. So that creates a challenge as it relates to how do I effectively get my evidence to create an opinion on. What happens then is they recognize that it takes a lot of time because it's all manual methods, so they sample. Our approach is use technology to go get all of the evidence, compare that to all the client entries, and simplify that. And that eliminates the sample risk and it allows CPAs to look at the full population, not just a portion of it. From a quality perspective, audit quality is directly related to the amount of evidence that's considered as part of an engagement. So by drastically improving the amount of evidence by like 10 to 20 times, that's a direct correlation to improving audit quality. Audit quality is very important. Not only does it engender more transparency, is what board of directors and investors like, but it helps with the CPA firm. If you think about a firm that does 1,000 audits, it just takes one to go sideways, and the risk and reputation damage that can occur in the marketplace is severe. So providing that extra level of quality protects both the client and the CPA firm itself. What we're doing is very deep and ingrained into audit procedures. It leads to a lot of conversations about standards and how audits are done. So having access to the audience and to be able to speak and learn and understand how the profession works, how standards are set, how procedures and best practices are are developed, has been really, really critical for us. So we have access to that, and it's been super helpful. And we plan to leverage the relationships that we've developed in the accelerator for years to come. We've spent the last couple of years really honing out and working on the data challenges. Accounting data is complex. It's not an easy thing to deal with. And we've run thousands of data sets through, and we've had to solve a lot of really tough challenges. So we've just received a patent on our data transformation, which we're very excited about. And now it's really about how do we go grow? And we look at growth in terms of selling to accounting practices in their different practice areas. We typically can enter through their audit or forensic valuation, but we also have engagements in advisory and tax. So what you'll see is as we start to go to market with these firms, we're going to try to expand into multiple practice areas over time. But that's really the next phase for us, is to really get the footprint out there. We really started in the forensic space. My co-founder, Todd McDonald, is a 30-year CPA who did a lot of restructuring work, which led to a Chapter 11 case in Seattle that turned into Seattle's largest ever Ponzi scheme. In that case, where you can't trust the financials, a large reputable firm had given 7 clean audit opinions on which this perpetrator brought in 750 additional investors, but it was all manufactured value. So in those cases, you have to go back to evidence. You can't trust any of the audited financials. It took him years to put that together because you have to look at all the evidence. So the whole idea behind Valid8 is just streamline that process so you can get to analysis quicker. But the aha moment was understanding that, well, forensics is just an audit at the highest level of scrutiny. So if you can automate forensics and the procedures used there, you can apply it anywhere in professional accounting. And that's where we saw the opportunity to move forward. So it's very similar to audit except that forensics, you only look at evidence. You don't have to compare it to the client entries. So it's a very similar process, but that's how we help the forensics teams.